going on, mother truckers? Welcome to the Asian Mice Show. So you clicked on the video because you read the title and you can't believe that truck drivers make $8 an hour. You're like, Alex, what the hell are you talking about? I make $50,000 a year. I make $60,000 a year. I make $100,000 a year. What do you mean we only make $8 an hour? On average, you probably actually make less than that. I made a video the other day about the average truck driver affording a home makes $40,000 a year. You guys said that's a little bit too low. You think it's more about mid-50s, 55, 60,000. So I said, hey, you know what? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. And let's say that all truck drivers make $60,000 a year. Well, you know what? At $60,000 a year, you're really only making $8 an hour. And you're like, okay, Alex, you're not understanding me. You're an idiot. You're Asian. You're supposed to be good at math. What's going on with you? I make $60,000 a year. If you do the math, there's no way I can make $8 an hour. Okay? So we're using 60,000 as the number. What I'm really talking about is your value of time. All right? Now, let's go into this math real quick so you know what I'm talking about. You could agree to disagree, but this is what I feel and this is my opinion. All right, so if we're saying $8 an hour, all right, I don't care who you are. If you're driving OTR, you're basically stuck in your truck. You could agree with me or disagree with me, but I am stuck in my truck. I know I'm only driving 11 hours. I'm only allowed to work 14 hours total, but I am stuck in my truck and I'm not at home with my family where I want to be. So I'm going to say that you are stuck in your truck for 24 hours. All right. So if we're using $8 an hour times 24 hours during the day, right? That's $192 a day. I know there's some months that have 31 days, but we're just going to say every month has 30 days. Okay? So for the value of time, if you're still with me, you're making $5,760, all right, a month. Now, me personally, I've worked usually about 10 months out of the year. Tell me if that's true for you. Comment below. Let me know how much as an OTR driver you work out of the year. Some might work all 12 months. But for myself, for most years, I work 10 months. So if I take that time that I was in the truck, right, that's the money I made for the month. Multiply that by 10 for 10 months. I'm making roughly about $57,600. All right. So I would say most OTR drivers, I'm not talking your gross. I don't care how much you make gross. If it was 150,000, 200,000, when you add in the fuel and all the money you spent and all your maintenance costs, you're somewhere around there, maybe more. But I would say on average, a lot of OTR drivers, if they're running their business successfully, I mean, there's no shame saying that you make $57,000 to $60,000 a year. All right. And if you're a company driver and you're working all year round, 10 months out of the year for the most part, you know, 57,000, that's respectable. So that's the math that I'm going by. And I'm just talking about the value of time here. I know you're calling BS on that. I make more. I'm proud of what I'm doing. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm proud to be a truck driver. Believe it or not, I'm very proud to be a truck driver. I talk about it every day. I wear a trucker hat every day. You know, I'm happy to go on the road. I'm proud to be who I am. So if that number is not right and you're making more than that and you don't think that $8 an hour is right, then all right, then you make $12 an hour. Whatever that number is, what I'm really trying to focus on and what I'm really trying to tell you is in this world, in this time of you being alive, time is definitely one thing that we can't get back. So you have to know the value of your time. I don't care what anybody says. All right. If someone works harder, investing more time into something, then they're going to get more benefit from it. All right. That's just something I feel. For example, if you spend more time building relationships, then you probably will have stronger bonds with people. If you spend more time, invest more time with your community, then you're probably going to be more impactful to people. If you spend more time trying to find a way to make money so that you can have freedom, then you're going to figure that out and you're going to spend more time doing that. And there's a great chance later on, you'll probably have more freedom than people. You know what I mean? If you spend more time trying to be a baller, grinding, hustling, saving every single dollar that you have, you know what? There's a great chance that you're going to have more money than most people. So I'm not trying to knock anybody for their game, for what they're trying to do. But if you are going to go into trucking, you need to know what your value of time is. And there's a great chance you're going OTR, which means over the road. And since it's 2019, I know I'm not giving that BS of Happy New Year and kill it this year. I want everybody to be successful. But if you're getting to this game, me as a person that I guess is on the front line of people thinking about trucking per se, if they're watching YouTube videos, right? I'm not saying I'm the only one. I'm just saying that just being in the forefront, right? I don't want to lie to you, right? I don't want you years later saying, Alex, I hate you, right? Because if you're still with me, trucking, it does something. But your time is valuable, so you have to know what you're giving up. So you're going to focus a lot of time in the truck. We're not talking about money here, right? But if we use the examples of the end goal of freedom, impact, building relationships, building money, building health, whatever your end goal is, trucking can only do certain things. All right. You could disagree to agree or what have you. But if someone's trying to tell me that, yes, you can be a truck driver and you could still have a great relationship with your family. I'm not saying that you don't have a good relationship with your family, but I will use my own example. You know, I'm away from Jenna half of the year. All right. Don't you think that we would have a better relationship if I was around all the time? All right. So that's just an example. So I'm not saying that we don't have a good relationship now. I'm just letting you know the truth. If I was home every day, we'd be building a stronger bond than me being gone half the year. All right. That's just the truth. If you don't agree with that, then, I don't know. But I will say this. If you want to go in trucking, there's a great chance that you're going to go OTR, which means over the road. So I want to let all these newbies know that are getting into the game. You can build freedom. You definitely can build wealth. All right. I know I said the $8 an hour thing. I could get to that, how you could build freedom and wealth in trucking. But you're going to be stuck in this truck. You can't gain something without losing something. Right? So if you're spending all your time in your truck, you can work on building wealth. You can work on building freedom, right? For future references, right? Freedom. But there's no way in hell this job will help you build relationships, all right? It has a hard time with building health. And as far as being impactful, I guess you could be impactful in your community as truckers go. But let's be honest, if you're spending all the time in the truck, you might not have time for that either. So success for people is different. People get shit confused all the time. They think that being wealthy is successful, right? Having more freedom is successful. Having a good relationship with your family is more successful. But truth be told, success is in the eye of the beholder, all right? If you value more family time relationships, then that will be success for you, and trucking won't be it. If you value success as health, living a long, prosperous life, there's a great chance that trucking isn't the right avenue for you. All right. So I just want to get that through your head, what you're giving up. And I'm sorry, but we are stuck in this truck 24 hours a day for 9 to 10, 11 to 12 months out of the year for the most part. And if you calculate every single second to the hour, you're not actually making that much money, right? So for this year, if you are a person that wants to build wealth, build freedom, trucking can be right for you, okay? And I know I might be a little confusing because you're saying, wait a minute, Alex, you just said that truckers for the most part make like $8 to $12 an hour. But the honest truth, what trucking gives you is an opportunity to save money because you could live in your truck, right? It gives you an opportunity to make as much money as you want, per se, because most jobs won't let you work 14 hours a day. Trucking does. All right. So the fact that you're able just to work more hours, even though you're making less money, you're able to build income. And the fact that you're able to save it because you might not have to buy a house, where you live is making you money. You're going to have more. Because I talk about this a lot. And the two things that cost you the most is your relationship and where you live. So if you're single, that's one. And where you live is where you work. And the company, if you're a company driver, is paying for that. Then you just took out two components. So you could build your way up to financial freedom, to wealth, but you are giving up your health at times. You're definitely giving up a stronger bond with your relationships. Okay, that's just the truth. I'm not going to bullshit you. So for 2019, if you're here to get money, get into trucking. If you're here to save money, get into trucking. If you feel that you're ready to work hard, but there's not a job out there that will give you an opportunity because of priors, whatever that is, trucking will give you the opportunity, right? If you weren't that guy or girl that was good in school, right, but you're willing to work hard, trucking is something that can get you there, all right? I know that this video is a little different than the go get it this year, but you got to love this shit with all your heart. I'm going to say that on every video because I could say it 1,000 times, but if this is the video that reaches you, then this will be the video that reaches you. But if you get into anything, but you know what you're giving up to get there, then it's always worth it. But if you get into anything and 20, 30 years down the road, you wish you built more relationships, you wish you were on this earth longer, because trucking is like top 10 most dangerous jobs. We're on the road. The accident rates, the probability of people texting and not looking where they're at, people cutting you off, all this crazy stuff, it can happen. So overall, know what you're getting into, and hopefully this video kind of helped with that. Hopefully I didn't confuse you too much, but just know what you're giving up. And for all the grinders, for all the hustlers, for all the people that want to just get that money, save that money, trucking is definitely a great path. You're going to give up a lot, but that's just how life is. You can't get somewhere without giving up something. And for some relationships, that's not something that they would be willing to give up. No money can give that up. Missing your son's baseball game, missing your wife's anniversary, missing birthdays. For a lot, I would say, it's not worth it. So thank you so much. 2018 has been so legit, has been so great, has been so supportive. But 2019, let's go get it again. For the grinders, for the hustlers, for the mother truckers out there. We're the last cowboys, man. Let's get this shit, baby. Peace out. Happy New Year. See you next year. Peace.